Are there things that you've learned from your parents that you wish you hadn't? Things that you know you don't want to pass on to your own kids? Things that just maybe they could have seen coming if they'd given it some thought before having you? This video is going to talk all about easy questions that you can ask yourself today for the sake of your future children. Keeping your kids in mind will help set them and yourself up for success starting now. Now, this video does make some assumptions, so before getting to the questions, let's get those out of the way. This video assumes that you want or already have kids. Doesn't mean this won't be helpful to those that don't check this box, but it might help if you do, just to put a practical lens on your brain instead of a hypothetical one. This also means that it's never too late to start doing better. We only have this one chance on Earth, and it's important to realize that even though we can't go back and change the beginning, we can always start where we are and change the end. It assumes that you want to give your kids your personal best. This means that we recognize that they did not choose to be born. We chose to have them, and in having them, we chose to bear the responsibility that comes with that. Now, this choice doesn't necessarily imply a want. You could have chosen to take your baby to term because you wanted to. You could have chosen to despite wanting to because you felt bad. Could have been external pressure, whatever. Now that you made the choice, for whatever reason, it's made. This is the case for the overwhelming majority. I recognize that there are extreme cases where this is different. This also means no excuses. I never wanted to have them in the first place, not an excuse. This isn't what I signed up for, not an excuse. My partner makes me do all the work, not an excuse. As heartless as it sounds, you should have thought of that before. And that's what this video is about. Now that you have them, you owe them better than excuses. It assumes that, contrary to popular belief, being a parent doesn't start when you have kids. It starts the moment you decide that having them is a possibility. Our responsibilities start long before our kids are born. The same way people wait to have developed careers and to have the financial means to support a family, the same should be done for your personal growth. We owe it to our future kids to not only give them our best, but to always be working to improve what our best even is. Kids don't get to choose what parents they have, but we get to choose what parents our kids get to have. Finally, this video assumes that you believe that your actions and your reactions are within your control. Hard does not equal impossible. It's hard to change yourself if you don't even believe that change is within your control. Your actions and your reactions are influenced by internal and external factors, but you ultimately have control over them. With these assumptions laid out, let's get right into the questions. Would I want my kids to imitate this behavior? Kids are like sponges. They're evolved to imitate. Things like smoking, punctuality, work ethic, you name it. Your kids are far more likely to have habits that are similar to yours. So make sure you have good habits so that they absorb those. Am I setting a positive example for my kids? The way I talk, do I speak nicely to people? Do I raise my voice or swear unnecessarily? Am I talking shit about other people? How about my decision making? Am I impulsive? Do I employ patience to make sure I make an informed decision, or do I rush? Do I take good care of myself? What are my exercise routines, sleep patterns, and eating habits like? How about my general outlook on life? Do I generally try to see things positively and see the best in things? How do I handle it when things don't go my way? Do I promote a healthy family environment? How do I handle disagreements with my partner? What do I look like when I'm upset? Would I want my kids to have my same priorities? Would I be proud if my kid handled stress the same way I do? Is this financial habit something I'd want my kids to learn? Do I spend more than I make? Do I live paycheck to paycheck unnecessarily? The fundamental question that all these other sub-questions boil down to is, would I want my kids living the way I do? If the answer is no in any capacity, that's a good indicator that you may have something to improve. Now, I get it. Everybody's different and will likely have different answers to the same questions. Kids also don't come with manuals, and there's no one right way to do it. But there are lots of definitely wrong ways to do it. I like finding the definitely wrong ways because at least then I know what not to do. Take something as simple as being mean, yelling, and hitting. We all get upset, but it's in those moments that we have to remember the most. They didn't choose to exist. I chose to have them. I signed up for this, and it's especially in these moments that I have to have the patience to treat them with kindness anyway. If not, what example are you setting for them? That as soon as things get annoying or difficult, that they should resort to being unkind, yelling, or getting physical? Not a great idea. I also get that parents are not the only influences in a kid's life, and there will be lots of individual life circumstances that will affect what kind of life the kid has. There's family, friends, and other life circumstances that are out of your control. But as we already said, hard does not equal impossible. And you have the choice to do your best for them. That's what these questions are all about. It's recognizing what we can do as individuals to give our kids our best. The tough part about this is that it's not stuff you can just afford to think about from time to time. For it to work well, you gotta implement it into your everyday thinking. You gotta be able to catch yourself while it's happening and make sure you're taking steps to improve for next time. The good part is that you don't even have to wait for things to go wrong to think about what you could be doing to improve. You can think back to a situation that you're not so proud of and think, what would my kid have had to do to make me proud of them as a parent? Start asking yourself that more often about your own actions. Would I be proud if my kid did that? If the answer is no, that means you might have to work on something. And you just gotta keep trying until it's at least, yeah, I think so. And it might very well be that when you start trying this, you'll have a lot of ground to make up. You might find that you wouldn't be proud if your kid did a lot of the things that you did. Don't be discouraged. You were once a kid too, and maybe you didn't have the most amazing role models that you want your kids to have, but you're putting in the work now so that they do. This is also not about being perfect. This is about being able to say that you're always doing your best. You'll make mistakes, and even worse, sometimes you won't make mistakes and life still won't go your way. That's not weakness, that's life. Part of this whole thing will be showing your kids how you deal with your own mistakes, because they'll mess up too. And sometimes they'll try their best and still lose sometimes. In fact, it won't be sometimes. It'll happen often, and that's okay. It really is more about how you get up rather than how you fall. And you might be thinking after this, why? What's the point? All this seems so hard. Why would I have kids in the first place? To this I say, you didn't choose to be born either, but your parents gave you this chance. This 1 in a gazillion chance to be you. You only get one. You won't get another chance to be born or be you or be alive. To not try your best with this 1 in infinity chance just seems like a waste to me. You were given this miraculous opportunity to make something of yourself. Please take it. For you, for your future children, for your one chance. If you like this video, make sure to check out my other video on the ultimate filter to choose the right partner for you. And as always, smash those like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts down in the comments below. See you in the next one.